What's up? Welcome back to the Brunch Breakdown. Hi, Dan.
Hi, Chris.
It's Dan and Chris. It's Chris and Dan. It's a
Hey.
podcast, and we don't have Didi today in human form. We have him in virtual form. We're gonna hear from him in a bit, but we got a lot to talk about today. And we're gonna. There's not really a. I mean, is there a theme here? I get maybe there's kind of like a summerish. I don't think we really have a theme though. I think we're gonna kind of
Yeah,
bounce all over.
it is kind of summery. We just hit the first day of summer this past week, so unintentionally, maybe that's the general theme we could go with.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about adult summer camps. That was one that got pushed to the leftovers. We planned on talking
Yeah.
about that with Dee Dee, but it can't wait. Um, we got some brunch court stuff that's kind of summary. What else do I have here? A ton of stuff on my. Oh yeah, we're gonna do a 4th of July, build our 4th of July plate for our meals. One of those ones where like you're given a budget and then you're given items that cost different amounts, and then you got $10. You got to build a 4th of July plate. Okay.
It's toughy.
By the way, $10, inflation, man. It didn't used to cost $10 at a cookout to build your plate.
For real. Yeah. Wait till you see some of the weighted dollar amounts on some of these items.
Yeah,
It's brutal out there,
I have I
as
have
Olivia Rodrigo once said.
I have some opinions.
Friend of the program.
We're gonna get stuff off our chest. We're gonna talk about beer. We're gonna talk about music, all the good stuff. Dan, where can people find this podcast that they're already listening to?
Yes, they can. Exactly where you're listening right now. And everywhere else podcasts are available. That's where you can find us. And a new episode comes out each and every Wednesday. And once you're hitting follow or you're subscribing, whatever your little platform likes to call it, it's coming right to you. Right to you. First thing, Wednesday morning, boop, ready for you on the go. Downloads directly to your device. We're going to be going through quite a number of visuals today.
Mm.
Okay. We've enticed, we've warned, and this is your warning again. Get to the video pod. Get to the video pod today. You can find that on YouTube, Facebook, and right in the Spotify app. Same place the audio is, the video episodes right there. So maybe you're just going for a casual stroll, listening to on the go on Spotify, and then boop, pull up the video when you got to see what we're talking about here today. So check out the video episodes. Those come out also Wednesdays, but noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, on demand anytime you need to watch after that. We're everywhere on social media at Brunch Breakdown. And yes, the Sounds of Brunch. We're going to conclude with music once again today. Sounds of Brunch playlist, which we update every Friday or so
Oh, you just
ish.
asked me for. You just asked. Dang
Yeah,
it.
we're a little behind. We're a little behind.
We had a wedding
I
last
think
week.
we need to. We had a wedding last week. I think we need to work on a new system. I don't think I need to. I shouldn't be waiting till Friday to ask you for your music. That's on me. So we're gonna work better on that. Actually, you're usually better, Chris, because you're usually sending them in real time
But then if
as
I
we're talking through
don't,
them.
I
Then
never.
they're lost. Then they're gone forever. Yes. Then they just don't make it. So that's why you're like, why does the Sound of Brunch seem a little short this week? That's why.
That's because.
Uh, so we're working through it. Stick with us. You can follow that exclusively on Spotify. And again, yeah, we'll have this week's songs. We'll keep last week's, maybe the week prior to that, just to give you a little time to catch up.
Yeah, there's got
We'll
to be
see.
like a. Can AI help us with that? Can AI
Gosh,
listen to what we say on this podcast and then just put it on our playlist? That would be great.
that's a great question.
We need to,
It's worth an experiment because that would make everybody's lives a little easier.
ask ChatGPT about that later. How does the video? I don't still don't understand how the video appears on Spotify. Do you upload it there, or does it just like know
I
that it's
do.
on? Oh, you
No, I
do.
do. Yeah,
Uh,
I have to upload it on all three places, unfortunately.
I did
But
not know that.
yeah,
So
because
do you?
the audio goes there automatically, but the video has to be uploaded manually.
So then, yeah. So then, does when you upload the video, does it override the audio, or do they?
Essentially, yeah, essentially.
Because I
Because if
see
you're
the
in the
audio
app,
pop up, but then when I click on the audio, then I'm watching myself.
yes, yes. So after noon Eastern on Wednesdays, if you go to listen, the video will automatically pop up. But you can like listen still on Spotify without having the video rolling, right?
Yeah.
You just don't have your phone open. But yeah, that's that little behind the curtain here for
Yeah.
everybody, even for us.
Well, Didi's
Fun
not
stuff.
here. I
Yeah.
figure I have a few extra minutes to figure out how the hell
Right.
this podcast works.
Yeah, so that's it. So that's it. I would love for that process to be streamlined too. That would
Yeah.
really we could really work on that, having to upload this video to 3 different places, and I have to do them all separately. I can't do them at the same time because nowhere has upload speeds that fast to do the video the size of our video, an hour-long video uploading to 3 different places at the same time. So I have to wait as each of them uploads. That's why it's noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, because Dan, your boy needs a couple hours.
AI is going to make this all easier for us one day,
We'll get
Dan.
there.
We'll get
Yeah,
there.
indeed.
All right. Well, now that we've covered that and I understand how our podcast works, Dan, get it off your chest.
I will. I'd be happy to, Chris. And we were away last week for a number of reasons, really. Shout out to Pete, friend of the program, getting married. But leading up to that wedding last weekend, I got to experience one of the coolest opportunities of my life, where I got to volunteer at the U.S. Open at nearby Oakmont Country Club. Very popular. Golf fans know what I'm talking about, but if you don't, the U.S. Open's one of the 4 majors, right? One of the 4 biggest tournaments of the year. And so a lot of people are familiar with the Masters. That stays in Augusta, Georgia. The other 3 locations of the majors rotate. And so there are different places each year. And Oakmont just hosted a record 10th time hosting the U.S. Open, which is very, very cool for us locally. And I got to volunteer through another dear friend of ours, friend of the program. Shout out to Tyler. Got me in to volunteer as a marshal for the 10th hole. So I was working the 10th hole all week, kind of rotating different positions from the green up to the tee, and being inside the ropes, literally an arm's length away from some of the greatest golfers in the world and guys that I'm huge fans of. I think the way I could best put it into perspective is I told somebody, if I sneezed, it would have landed in Rory McIlroy's mouth. That's how close we were. That's how close we were last week. But these volunteer duties were no joke. There were times you had to kind of be aggressive with fans, either being quiet or like you had to open up. There was a time we had to kind of like open up some tunnels for players to get through over a crosswalk where fans could go across. And I'm not here to say anything poorly about any other generation.
Yeah, yes, you are. That's what this segment
but
is for.
it's actually what this podcast is for. It feels like, I'll just say we need to recruit younger volunteers for some of these spots. That's all I'm going to say. I was by far the youngest volunteer, the youngest marshal. Tyler a close second, and I mean by far. And listen, like when I'm older and not working, retired, whatever, I would love nothing more than this just to be like part of my life, right? To just volunteer at stuff like this. Because you could even travel to go to the different ones. You can volunteer at different locations, not just locally. But if you're not bringing your A game, then don't come at all. Don't come at all. This isn't for you to just sit on your old ass and just kind of mosey along. Like, no, we got a job to do. We got a job to do here. And the young guys, like Tyler and myself, had to kind of like make up for some of the slack. And we need to be better than that. We need to be better than that. So that's all I'm saying. If you're out there, I just want to open your eyes to this experience. You can register to volunteer through the USGA or through your local golf or country club if you belong to one of those. That's the best way in. Let's get some younger kids out there. You know what I mean? You in high school, you're off in the summer. Coolest thing in the world. Coolest thing in the world to do. Lunch is on the house. You know, you get some great gear. I'll say that, but it was honestly one of the most amazing experiences of my life that I'll never forget. So, but young guys, young gals, get to volunteer. We need you out there. We need you out there.
This sounds like my take on just how I can't believe that there's football referees with gray hair.
You're right.
Because like it sounds like you were basically doing that, only you're a referee for the crowd instead of the players.
Yeah, fair.
And,
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
athleticism
and some people,
and energy and
yes,
you know, maybe some aggressiveness at times is probably required.
for sure. Standing on your feet, long time. You know, some people had little stools that you could sit on during that, which is fine. But like, One day I was on my feet for 14 hours with 40 minutes of break. That was it. That was a long day. Now, that was a little bit longer than most people, but like other times you're on your feet and it's hot out. So like you got to be ready for that. You got to be in tip top shape and be ready for that. Need to be aggressive when you need to be. But you're right. It's like I'd be like trying to explain to my wife what I'm doing, and I'd have like golf on TV like a couple weeks before the Open, and I'd be like, "See that old guy right there with his hands up? That's gonna be me." And then I'm like trying to look for somebody else. I'm like, these are all old men. And then you get on the shuttle bus over from the parking lot, and I'm like, I'm the youngest one here. All right, all right, here we go. What a day! What a day!
You're making me think that there's an opportunity here where I could maybe work with the PGA Tour to train their volunteer helpers.
Now I love that. Yes, absolutely. Because the training, quote unquote, it's a PowerPoint presentation. Not very well put together by either. Not a marketing person putting it together. I will say that. You need to have a little skill in doing that. And it's like there's no way. It's like quote unquote required training. There's no way to know if everybody looked at it. There's no way to know. For work, I have required training, and they know. They know whether or not you did it. We need a better system because some of these guys showed up every day. They're like, I don't know what we're doing here. I'm just here to have fun. No. We're here to work. Okay. We put in the time. We put in the training. What did you do? What did you do? Lunch voucher revoked. That's what should have happened.
It sounds like from a number of perspectives, the brunch breakdown could help. So
absolutely.
We're here. Tyler, if you're listening and you know other people you can put us in touch with, just let us know.
I love that. I love that.
I kind of want to talk about old people too, Dan.
Let's go. All right.
Old people in summer. That's the theme today. So for the longest time, I kind of like bought into that phrase of like, oh, if something's bothering you or stressing you out, or like, even if you're like really into something right now, like if you step back, you zoom out, you think about it, you're probably not going to care about this when you're 80. So does it really matter? True. And like in the last few years, maybe since having kids, I've started to like think that expression is kind of bullshit. And I was in church today, just seeing like old person after old person, go get communion. And I just started thinking about this again, where it's like, so if there's something in my life now that I'm really passionate about, or if it's stressing me out, or if it's like something I got to deal with at work that I got to overcome. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna care about that when I'm 80. But if it's meaningful now, then it matters, right?
Yeah. 80's not guaranteed. Tomorrow's not guaranteed.
Right.
So it's okay for it to matter today.
Yeah, dude. And like, there's a lot of stuff that stresses me out about work and like particularly my business because it means so much to me. And I know when I'm 80, I'm not gonna be coaching people, right? So it won't matter to me then. But like, it matters a shit ton now. And so like that doesn't mean it's not meaningful. So I think we just, not a long rant for me today. I think we need to get rid of that saying, "Oh, you're not going to care about this when you're 80, so don't worry about it." Like what the fuck? Like
just forget about it.
Yeah, that's what
when you're 80, this won't matter.
That's what people say to you when they just want you to stop talking, I think.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't think that's like a real. That's it. Just now, the more I think about, and I've been thinking about it a lot. The more I think about it, the more it blows my mind about how stupid that phrase is. I just can't believe it.
Yeah.
So
yeah. My grandmother, rest in peace. She would always say when I was a kid, and usually some sort of like injury, right, or like physical pain, she would always say, "It'll be better before you're married." Well, she didn't tell me about post-marriage and about what to do then. It'll be better before you're dead. I don't know. Like, what's the next? I don't have a thing. I don't have a checkpoint coming up where I can be like, well, at least by then. Because it is. The checkpoint's like end of term when you're 80.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's a long way away. And this is probably going to bother me right now. And that's fine.
Yeah. I think living your life now based on what you're going to be like when you're 80 is a pretty, I don't think that's the right way to do it. I don't think that's the right way to do it.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Yeah.
All right. Well, what do we do next? We do beer, right?
We do. You want to go beer? You want to hear from Didi?
Oh yeah, Didi sent us a video. I guess he can talk. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
See,
See, I'm here because often I'll send in a video, like I might have to next week, and like I'll be listening to the pod, and you guys will breeze right through this segment, and I go, oh, did they really forget my video that I spent time recording out of my vacation to send?
and the answer is yes. Yeah.
And then the answer is yes, or it's like, oh, at the very end, like Didi's like, Chris, any final thoughts? Oh, we forgot dance video, and there it is at the bookend. So I'm here to make sure that that video is not forgotten.
Yeah, and what's our retention on an hour-long episode? Like how many people?
Right? How many people are making it all the way to the end? Like, well, Dan didn't do any work this week, I
All
guess.
right. Well, Dan cares, so we're gonna listen to Didi, and neither of us have listened to this yet. So, oh shoot, hold on. I gotta make sure I
Share sound.
include his. Yeah, I gotta share sound. Where is
Share
it?
sound.
Share sound. Share. We're doing a lot of like peeling back the curtain here
Oh,
this
you
week.
got the whole screen on us now. Yeah, give me
Jeez,
a full screen there. Here, this guy.
I have no idea
You
what.
really
Okay,
peeling back the curtain.
now it's just Didi, right?
Now it's just Didi.
Okay.
Yes.
All
Let's
right.
give it a roll.
We don't cut any of this out.
Boys, how you doing? Steedy here, live in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. A place that, gotta be honest, didn't think I'd ever go to. So now that is 3 trips this year in places that I never thought I'd go to. Recently, last week, Painesville, Ohio. Never thought I'd be there. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Never thought I'd be there. Yellowstone. All those states that I went through, never thought I'd go to them. But guess what? This is just the year of Didi doing stuff that he didn't know he was going to do. So guess what? Pretty cool. Another thing I didn't know that I was going to do was be in the same city as the NBA Finals Game 7 is going on and knowing that I'll be working all day and I will not be able to go to it. There have been 5 Game 7s in my lifetime. 5 Game 7s in 40 years in the NBA. 5. And the 6th one is happening a 5-minute walk away from my hotel room. It's really a kick in the dick. I don't know what I did to deserve this, even though I'm really excited about this commercial, but that's also just a kick in the dick. Seriously. And the one thing my wife told me when I left the house to come here was do not spend all the money you make for this commercial on tickets to Game 7. And I gave her a kiss and I left. I didn't tell her I wouldn't. Because I honestly was like, I don't know what I'm going to do if I have time to go. I don't think I'm going to have time to go, but Anyways, Game 7's come and gone by the time you hear this. But anyways, boys, I want to give a big shout out to Brickstown Brewery for their Three Guardsmen IPA. I told them it should be called the Three Wisemen IPA, but they didn't really think that was funny. I thought it was funny. Anyways, that's how it went. So that's my brews day. And one of the jams I'm definitely throwing on the playlist this week, my boy BX the Plug, probably my favorite of the new of rappers that have debuted in the past 5 or so years. Him and Teddy Swims have a song that I absolutely love. No Gas, No Brakes. So I'm putting that on the playlist. And sorry, Dan, if I stole that from you. But anyways, yeah. I hope you guys have a good show. Can't wait to hear what you guys are talking about because I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Anyways, later. Have a good show.
And this episode is going to come out by the time Game 7 has already happened.
True.
It's going to be on his Instagram story. Like you're going to see that he's at this basketball game.
I like how he didn't give his wife assurance that he acknowledged what she said.
Yeah.
And he didn't. No, I won't do that.
Knowing Didi, whenever he goes to different places, he somehow finds like discounts for shit.
That's true. He's gonna run into somebody today that like can get him in.
Yeah.
At a discount or for free, some ridiculous thing. He'll be in the locker room or some bullshit, and it'll be so infuriating. And no, so as you're listening to this, don't feel bad for him if you don't know what actually happened, because there's a very good chance that he found his way in one way or another.
When is that game?
Tonight at 8:00.
Sunday night. Okay.
Sunday night. So congratulations to the NBA champions.
Yes.
That's all we can say at this
Great
point.
season. All right. Well, so for brews, I did drink beer over the past week because I did
Hey,
drink
yo.
beer with you. And
Yes.
I had a lot of Stella, which
Oh,
is it's a classy Pilsner, Dan.
it is a classy Pilsner.
Right? If you're gonna be
Yes.
donning some lagers or pilsners throughout the night, that's a good one to choose. So I
Yeah,
enjoyed those. I did start the night though with a Founders All Day IPA, which
you
was
did.
delightful as well. I did this learning by my mistakes when we were in California for Katie's sales thing. We had a event where I drank like 6 IPAs in one night and then woke up the next day feeling
Mm,
pretty rough. So that was a
mm.
reminder, like, hey Chris, don't do that. So I had one IPA and then I pillsed it the rest of the way.
I will say I noted your first beer, and I thought he's gonna be in for a long night if he sticks to this.
We're gonna have a dead guy.
We're gonna have a dead guy again. 'Cause I've seen this movie.
I've matured, Dan. I've
You
matured.
have. You caught it. It takes a while. It takes a while to get to that point. It really does. A lot longer than you think.
Yeah.
But it does. So proud of you for that.
Thanks, buddy.
Stella's great.
It is.
Really great. And it's free Stella.
Well,
Kidding
yeah.
me?
Yeah.
Almost took some home. Like, come on. Love that.
And
For a
and
wedding
and
beer?
and shout out to the pre-popped beer selection, right? Like you didn't have to
Oh,
wait.
huge.
Yeah, shout out to Pete and Jen for thinking of this. Maybe they thought of
Yeah.
this, maybe it was just part, I don't know, but like to be able to walk up to the bar and the beers are already sitting there open, so
Boom.
we don't all have to wait in a single file line for this person to continually crack beers open. That is a big time. That is a big deal.
And they were doing the same thing with the specialty cocktails. It wasn't pre-batched either. Maybe some of the ingredients, but they were mixing them all and then just putting them out, putting them out, putting them out. Genius.
Yeah,
Genius.
love it.
Huge props to them for that. Very good. Very good. Well, we heard Dee Dee's beer there as well. And I've got one from popular brewery on the program, Hitchhiker Brewing. Since we're talking golf, since I was talking golf earlier, Chris, are you familiar with the Transfusion cocktail? Very popular on golf courses.
I don't think so.
Okay. It's popular at the turn. But
Is it?
it's basically ginger, lime, grape juice is kind of the base there. Delightful.
Sounds refreshing.
Delightful. Very refreshing. That's why it's perfect for the golf course. Hitchhiker made a transfusion based beer called the Fusional. The Fusional. And yes, inspired based on that very cocktail. So, of course, this is a sour.
Mm.
And I w- I don't know if they nailed it, to be honest with you, which is very, very, very rare for me to say, especially about Hitchhiker. A lot of ginger and a lot of lime, and it felt like we were a little lack on the grape. So that was a little tough, but it is a sour, so I imagine that would have been tough to kind of balance those because, like, would you call like are purple grapes sour? I think green grapes are sour, but like are purple grapes sour? Like a little
Uh,
bit maybe, but they're also kind of tart.
yeah, I
You
think
know
I'm
what I
with you.
mean?
I think the green ones would more fall under that category.
Yeah. So maybe that's why it's tough too to get that to come all the way through. It wasn't bad. It was good. It was really good. I appreciate the take and the risk, honestly, on something like this. So the Fusional from Hitchhiker is what I'm featuring on Bruce Day this week.
I like it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a light. I like light ginger. If I'm too heavy ginger on
Yeah, it was a
something,
lot. It was a lot. It was a lot.
yeah. But some people are into that. So,
Yeah, true.
all right. Well, cheers, Dan. We all
Cheers,
had
my friend.
beers. Cheers to the
We did
beers.
it. We did it.
And now we have a decision to make here.
Okay,
Do we want to talk? Because we'll do Brunch Court third.
fair. It's always something we can pull back on if needed.
Do we want to do the adult summer camps or do we want to build a 4th of July meal?
Let's do adult summer camps. Let's finally get to this topic. Let's
All
do
right.
this thing.
Let's do
this
it.
thing.
I saw a post. The post was from, I don't know if you follow her or not, this Jazz Zap person. She's like basically a millennial pop punk influencer, right? So I follow her because she got really famous. on TikTok and Instagram because she would do these videos where she like basically like kind of parodied pop punk and made up lyrics to songs, right? And it was always like something stupid about like skateboarding and then kissing another girl. Like they were very, very funny videos.
Hmm.
And she got wildly popular because of that. And now she's like an influencer. She's popping up at Warped Tour and all these other festivals. And she did a sponsored post though for this adult summer camp. Okay. And
Yeah.
it's called Camp No Counselors.
Love
All
it.
right. And so I watched this video and she just showed everything that you do there. And I have the description of the summer camp up in front of me. So I'll read it for everybody. And this says, adult summer camp, all about having fun, meeting new people, and sharing incredible experiences together. Also about escaping the day job and the daily routine. And so it says there's a wide range of camp activities and events. Epic socials at night. Remember socials back in like middle school, Dan?
Oh, hell yeah.
The socials often have costume themes and involve live bands, campfires, foam parties, pool parties, and DJs. Then they add in things like they say their legendary Camp Olympics event, friendship walk, lip sync battles, a talent show, slip and slide flip cup, and like a bunch of other stuff. So it's basically a place for adults to go that you either just like you got to get away from your life
Hmm.
or you really loved summer camp back in the day and you want to do that again. But you've heard the description, Dan. You also
Yeah.
saw the video, and maybe we can
Yep.
tweet out or share out the video during the week.
Hmm.
What was your initial take when you saw this?
So as I was first watching it, I was like, this is actually awesome. Like, I love this idea. I'm here for it. And as the video progressed, I was like, we're not nailing it. We're not nailing it. Like it feels like it's exactly like summer camp, just adults.
Hmm.
I'm like, we need to jazz this up a little bit. Like, I'm 39. I don't know if I'm down for like Olympics in kickball, and like I don't know if I'm down for that all day. I don't know if I have that in me. You know what I'm saying? Slip and slide, yeah, it's got to be like big. It's got to be, flip cup, slip and slide. It's got to be stuff like that. Arts and crafts. Listen, nothing against people that love a good arts and crafts. When's the last time, Chris, you've got young kids. When's the last time you colored with any of your children? Like full on had your own page, colored pencils, crayons, whatever it might be. Have you done that in the past couple of years?
I did it approximately an hour ago in
Okay.
church.
Okay. Okay.
So this is like an everyday thing. Yeah.
Okay. My hand cramps up when I do that. It does. I recently volunteered for work and then it was involved in the activity. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, not even done with this page. And I'm like cramping up. No, I'm like, no wonder kids just draw outside the lines. And they're like, look, mommy, daddy, I'm done. I'm like, yeah, I'd be done too. My hand's cramping up. It's like, so I just think we need some tweaks to this. My also initial thought was like, where are we staying? Where are we staying? Because we're not doing shared cabins.
Mm.
We're not doing that. I need to have my own.
I think you are, Dan. I think you are. I'm pretty sure that's how this works.
Like, I need my own space. I need my own bathroom. Otherwise, what are your day pass options? Because otherwise,
can I go to the matinee?
yeah, right. What's the early bird special? I can get out of here by 5. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. Yeah, those were my initial things. Like, give me jet skis or kayaking, swimming, those type of things. I don't need to be playing dodgeball and tag at this point in my life. So I love the idea. I think we just need some tweaking.
Mhm. Yeah, when I first saw this, I was like, everybody in this video needs to just have kids.
Yes.
And it's funny you bring up my kids and talking about that, Dan, because like every one of those activities I saw, I was like, these are kids' activities, and you're trying to do them as adults, but like it's not going to feel the same doing it as an adult that it did as a kid. It's not going to be the same experience.
No.
It is not. And just like for stuff that you just said, Dan, like when you were a kid at summer camp, you could bunk. You can't bunk up with people anymore. You're not going to want to do that. You're not want to take a dump in a latrine. You're not going to want to do that. Okay. But like, if these people, like when you have kids, you get to experience all of that stuff with them and then see them do it for the first time, which is like way more fun than you going to do it by yourself with a bunch of other adults that you don't know. Right. So like, that was my main takeaway. Then as I thought about it more, I was like, adults really just want a lake trip.
Right.
Right? Like adults really just want to go to a lake house, have the campfire, but then like retreat into, the house with plumbing and air conditioning.
Correct.
And then you could do the boat, you could do the jet skiing, you could go, and like most of the places you could do that type of stuff at, they also have like a state park nearby where you could do the hiking if you want to. You can set up your own activities with your own friends. It just, yeah. So kind of like you said, it's like, this idea needs to be refined. This is not for me, be completely honest with you. You're not going to catch me at it, but like, I could do a version of that with my friends and have the sickest time. So maybe these people just don't have friends too. Maybe it's like
true,
or maybe they hate all their friends and their job and their routine, and that's why they're here.
Also true. Yeah, maybe they've been told you won't worry about this when you're 80 too many times. And they're like, I'm going to adult summer camp. I can't take it. I need to get away. I need to get away from this. And I feel like, like this particular style was made for anybody under the age of 30. But like the people in the video are not all under the age of 30. So to your point, it's like we need to maybe there's different, I don't know, some of these things, bunking up with strangers.
Yeah, so let me talk about that because like I relate this to where I'm at right now, but like we do a lot of stuff with basically strangers because we get, the kids have like a friend at daycare that has a birthday party. And so then we're at this birthday party with like 20 other adults that we basically don't know or have literally never met. Sure. And the only Didi has said this before, the only reason we're together there is because of our kids, right? So if you take the kids out of it and then I'm just showing up to a place with 20 random adults I've never met before, I'm going to be fucking miserable. Like I'm going to hate it. I'm going to absolutely hate it. Again, point of me, like I've made my best friends. I don't need more. I can get acquaintances, but I'm not going to meet them at a summer camp and then it's like, it's like when you're a kid, you go to a summer camp, you meet a girl and you're like, oh, the summer thing. And then you never see him again. You talk like that's not going to happen. Like I don't,
right.
I don't need
Hey,
a
we'll
pen
stay in touch
pal.
over Facebook. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Cause you feel the same way even as a kid. If you would go to summer camp without any friends, you're like, I hate my life. I hate this.
Yeah, that's
I hate
true.
this so much.
I went with my friends when I did it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Totally different. Totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs to be more like a lake trip, to your point. And like going back to the arts and crafts, like maybe it should be like workshops on how to season and grill your steak to perfection. Like let's do some like real life lessons,
life
skills, right?
Yeah.
How to brew your own beer at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something. Do a little sip and paint. Everybody likes a little sip and paint. Like, let's do that.
How to contribute to your Roth.
Yeah. Right. Optional activities. I want optional activities, not forced socials. Like theme parties every night. We'll do one. We're going to go have a nice dinner the next couple of nights. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's like the same thing on a cruise, right? They do those on a cruise. We'll go one of them, and the rest of them are like, we don't need to go to the party tonight. It's too much. It's too much sometimes.
Yeah, in that video I saw like there was a clip of the social or whatever, and like I was like, I would be highly uncomfortable if I was in that room. Like
A lot of peopling. A lot of peopling.
yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
So.
do you remember the movie Heavyweights?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Do you remember they have a social in that movie and Lars is the only one dancing?
Yes. Yes.
That's how I felt when I watched that video.
Feels like that's how it would begin. Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. So, all right. So we're on the same page. Good idea. Just we need a little bit of modifications.
Just go to Deep Creek.
Just find your nearest lake with your friends. Stay in your own room. Have your own plumbing.
That's it.
There
That's
you go.
it. That's it.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right. Now let's go into this next one, Dan.
Let's do it.
So it's make your best 4th of July plate with just $10, as we've explained already. Inflation's a motherfucker, but we're gonna break this down here. Would you like to read through this for the folks so they can get an understanding of what, if you're not watching, which you should be,
Yep.
what we can choose from and how much it costs?
Absolutely. As we have said, we've kicked off summer season, and that means we're approaching the 4th of July. So in advance of the 4th of July, making your own plate with just $10. And as I'm reading this, I realized I completely screwed this up.
Dan, the man.
Gosh damn it.
Dan, what industry do you work in?
Marketing?
But like for what company?
A financial institution.
So like math is important, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you screw up the math here on a $5 item?
I think I read it too quickly, and I think I was thinking in terms of rows and not columns. And like it has a row of meat, a row of sides, and a row of desserts. And I was like, the meats are $5. The sides are I don't know what I was thinking, honestly. Wait, did I do this wrong? Yeah. Yep. Well, you're going to have to go first. So anyways.
We'll work through it together, Dan. It's okay.
We will. Okay, so a row of meats, a row of sides, a row of desserts. I'll go in order from $5 down to $1. So in the meats, ribs are $5, pulled pork $4, wings $3, burgers $2, hot dogs $1. Of your side dishes, the $5 side dishes is mac and cheese, $4 baked beans, $3 french fries, $2 corn, $1 for potato chips, and then of course we finish it off with a dessert. $5 for apple pie, $4 for peach cobbler, $3 for pecan pie, $2 for ice cream, and $1 for cherry pie. And you only have $10 to make your plate. Wait a minute. No, I did it right. Okay. All right. I did it right. What a mess this is. I'm like, uh-oh. We're cool. We're good. But I still want you to go first so I can triple check my math to make sure marketing and finance coming together in my world right in front of our very eyes.
Yeah.
Chris, $10 with your plate.
Okay, well, I'll tell you the plate that my second place plate. I'll give you a little bit of extra time, all right?
Thank you.
Because I had an initial one and I was like, no. This is the season of summer, and so I'm picking it based on it being summer. Initially, I was like, all right, a $4 pulled pork.
Yeah.
With a $4 baked beans. Pulled pork and baked beans just chef's kiss, go together so well.
Yeah.
Right. And so then I'm at $8 and I can tack on ice cream for 2 to get to 10. But as I was thinking through that and looking at the other options, I realized, you know what? I will eat pulled pork in the winter. It's a nice, warm, protein-rich sandwich. Okay. And I eat ice cream regardless of the season, Dan. I'm eating it all the time. Okay. So I changed it up a little bit. I really don't eat ribs in any other season. All right. Ribs is just a summer thing. Okay. I'm not getting ribs at Thanksgiving. I'm not getting ribs for New Year's. I'm getting ribs for 4th of July. All right. So I went ribs at the $5 menu. Then my side is still going to be baked beans. All right. Love baked beans. That's a nice little pairing. And then I got $1 left. Cherry pie, man, like cherry pie at $1 is a steal. That is a
huge steal.
Yeah, you say It's the same price as potato chips and hot dogs. In what country is that the same? They're not on this. That's not the same tier at all. And like one of my favorite things to do in the summer, we got a farmer's market down the hill from us. We get cherry pies from this farmer's market. Shout out to Bakari's. So yeah, ribs at 5, baked beans at 4. That's $9, and then cherry pie for dessert for $1 because that's a steal of a deal, and you got to take a good deal when you get one.
I love that. I love that. I'm very happy to report I didn't screw up my math. I just really went into shock this morning seeing this graphic again that I found.
Stage fright. Stage fright. I've been there. I've been there.
A little bit. I was like, uh-oh, did I do rows instead of columns? No, we're good. I like that. I like that a lot. And I'm going to, in fact, start in reverse order because I'm going to start where you left off. Cherry pie at $1 is like, it is a huge steal. It really is.
You can't even get that at McDonald's for $1 anymore.
No, like all due respect to ice cream, that should at least be flipped. At the bare minimum, ice cream should be $1 and cherry pie should be 2. Like, and we know if Didi were here, he's pie guy. And he's got 3 pies to pick from. So maybe we'll hear next week because this might.
And a cobbler is kind of like a pie.
It is very much like a pie.
So it's basically pie and ice cream.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to start with cherry pie at $1. I'm going to go mac and cheese at $5 on the side dish. I know that's the heaviest price point there. Like baked beans. French fries are fine. Don't really feel like summery cookout necessarily type of food.
Yeah.
You're not grilling them. You know what I mean? It's got to be done in the oven. So no, corn on the cob. Love corn on the cob, especially grilled corn on the cob. But no, we're going with the goat. Mac and cheese at $5. Chris and Ashley, that lands me at a $4 pulled pork. Now you made a great point. Pulled pork all year round, no doubt about it. But looking at some of these other options, I'm kind of in that same boat. Like burgers could happen all year round. Wings, absolutely all year round. Ribs are great. Finding someone that does ribs well, though, at home, challenge.
That's fair.
Challenge.
That's fair.
So a little bit higher risk.
And to be fair with pulled pork, I would eat it all year round. That's not to say there isn't a little bit of magic in having it in the summer, because there absolutely is.
Great point. So I think that's where I land. $4 pulled pork, $5 mac and cheese, $1 cherry pie. I will say, for all of you that know me well, you're like, Dan, you're the king of the hot dog. What are you doing?
I thought you were, once you said mac and cheese at 5 and cherry pie at 1, you have $4. I was like, he's going to go like wings and slip a hot dog in here. I thought for sure.
See, now that's a great point, because I could have very easily done that. Because if I go with the hot dog, I'm sticking with cherry pie. Why wouldn't I? Hot dog at $1, that's 2. I can still get my mac and cheese. That's 7. So $3 up. Yeah. Do I sneak in wings? Do I get a extra slice of pecan pie? No. Or do I go corn and potato chips? Give me that. Give me the full platter. That's my second place.
It sounds like you're at TGI Fridays.
Just give me, yeah. Where's the potato skins on here? Let me tell you about it. So yes, for those of you that are about to say, Dan, what are you doing? Hot dogs. That would be the hot dog plate. Hot dog, mac and cheese, corn, potato chips, cherry pie. That's maybe the way to go. That's probably the way to go.
Food.
It is. Got a long day, long 4th of July. Let me tell you about it. Here's what's great about it. The potato chips and the cherry pie, they're not getting cold. I can take my time. Scarf down a dog, mac and cheese, little corn on the cob, typewriter style. And then I can just ease up on the chips and then finish with the cherry pie at my leisure. And that's how I would do it.
Sounds like a good day. You better clear your schedule after that, though.
Yeah. So the 4th of July is on a Friday this year. We got all day Saturday recovery. We're good.
What do you think Didi would have picked?
Oh, man, that's a great question.
He's such a wing guy. I feel like
he is such a wing guy, but I also know he loves a good burger.
Mm.
And I feel like he has wings so often, he would go burgers. That's burger. True. He would definitely go one of the pies, though. And I just don't know which one.
I don't know either. Maybe he'd do like 5 slices of cherry pie.
He might do that. He might do that. The
I mean,
sides,
honestly, you
the
could get
sides, I really don't know though.
if he's gonna do burgers at a burger at $2, he could do apple, pecan, and cherry. That's five, and then he could go mac and cheese, or he could go
Oh, dude, great
fries and
call.
chips. You know, like he could.
Yeah, that's a great call. He's probably doing something like that, loading up on the pie.
He's
Yeah,
doing the pie flight.
the pie flight. I think you're right. I think you're right.
This was good, and I'm glad.
This is great.
I'm glad you know math, Dan. I'm
Fourth
happy.
of July will be here before we know. Yeah, seriously, me too. My goodness. Wow.
Well, we got like 5 minutes left. Do we have time to do like rapid fire brunch court?
We can do that since music won't take us as long today. Yeah, we could rapid fire.
All right, where are
These
we
won't be
starting
bad.
here, Dan?
We're starting with this. We talked adult summer camp, Chris. So let's go there, and that take you back to the good old days of childhood and things like Capri Sun,
Mm,
right? You're a big Capri Sun fan, I believe.
of course.
A big Capri Sun fan. And when I mean big Capri Sun, and that's exactly what we're talking here. The summer solstice pouch from Capri Sun. Get to the video right now. See it to believe it.
This is
This
ridiculous.
is a 15-inch tall Capri Sun pouch that was sold exclusively through Walmart, which makes me vomit. This past week, we didn't have time to get this in earlier. Unfortunately, it went for sale and it sold out immediately, as you can imagine, because it was on sale for $1.50.
Of course. Dan, every one of these things you put on here sells out immediately. And then we're like,
Immediately.
who's buying this? How many
Right.
ounces is
Right.
this?
I couldn't find that.
I can't see it on there.
I couldn't find the ounces that was listed, but it's 15. It's the same width of a Capri Sun, but it's 15 inches tall. What's a normal Capri Sun? 5?
Uh,
This is like 3 Capri Suns stacked on top of each other, at least, right?
yeah.
It
Yeah.
looks ridiculous. It's got an extra long straw included. They could have sold this for $11.50 and it would have still sold out and people would have still got it. It looks insane. Um, Chris, we got a lot of hot weather coming this week on the East Coast. 90s. You see yourself sitting out in the patio with a 15-inch Capri Sun?
Well, I'm asking ChatGPT how many ounces is in this thing. I don't think it can figure it out.
It's too much math to math.
It says 20 ounces, but I'm like it's got to be more than that. If it's over a foot.
Yeah,
Um,
we're efforting that. Yeah, this says 20 ounces. Yeah, that's not right.
that can't be
There's no
right.
way.
Do I like? Yeah, I mean, if I'm a kid, I love it, right? As an adult, I guess it's fine. I'm not having it. I'd probably give it to my kids because they'd have a blast with it, though. But then they think it's gonna. They will not even make it halfway through before this thing spills and just gets everywhere. So you know what? No. And is it gonna be like floppy while you're holding it? Like
It
I
is
don't.
going to be floppy.
Yeah, probably not. But this is like a thing that like I don't want it in my house, but my kids would probably convince me to get it for them.
And you got to be a tall enough kid that you don't trip over the damn thing,
Yeah.
right? Because you're running
Ha-
around with this.
My youngest is not ready for this.
No, 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 no. But I guess shout out to Capri Sun for being weird.
Hey,
Here
man,
for it. But
someone's got to do it.
it's a lot of juice. It's a lot of juice. All right. Well, this second one is just for you. Again, theme of summer. We're talking burgers, And Chris, you love a good Cheez-It. So let's bring those two worlds together. Cheez-It. Cheez-It teaming up with Wendy's for the Baconator Cheez-It. If you can recall, Baconator is the heart attack that Wendy's sells to beef patties with way too much bacon, cardiac arrest included. Chris, I mean, I thought of you immediately when I saw this. It's just a great summertime snack. What do you think here? The Wendy's Baconator Cheez-It.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much all over this one, man. You're right. I love Cheez-Its. That's my go-to snack. I could see these because it's Baconator inspired,
Yep.
potentially being too bacony, but
Mm.
without knowing that yet, like, yeah, I want to try it.
Okay. This will be a limited time release this July, so keep
Mm,
your eyes out for it. If I see him, I'm snagging him
yeah.
because this does like cheeses are good, but Baconator cheeses sound like they could be next level,
Oh, yeah.
really next level. And when they do the limited time release, that usually is the company knowing that they're going to be in high demand, and they're just going to drive up that demand because people are going to want these. People are going to want these. Great summertime snack. Throw this on the plate. Oh, is this $1? We can get it's a side and a meat all in one. Talk about saving some money, loading up
Then
on some
you
desserts.
then you can get 8 pieces of pie.
Yeah, right. And you're good to go. So I think we're both here for this. I
Oh,
think we're
yeah.
both here for this. This is an approved summertime snack.
Shout out
Wonderful.
Cheese It. Shout out Cheese
Oh,
It.
geez. All right, now let's get a little weird. Okay? Those were fine. Fun. Let's get a little weird. This is a Daniel Dudley special, and I'm sorry that he's not here to partake in this. And you're like, what am I even looking at? And Chris, for once, you don't even know what you're looking at.
Not really.
Um, to describe it to people not watching the video, and if you're not, what are you doing? Um, little slices of fruit with toothpicks and appear to be some sort of seasoning on the end of each of these pieces of fruit. You're like, why is this on Brunch Court? That's because these are drunken tequila mangoes. That's right, drunken tequila mangoes. And so basically, the recipe calls for you to combine mango, tequila, and lime juice. Let's sit for 24 hours in the refrigerator to soak. Then you're mixing up some lime zest, salt, and chili powder. And then you drain the mangoes, and then you put them on toothpicks and serve them up. So you're drunken tequila mangoes. Chris, this reminds me of the popsicles
Yeah.
that we found last summer
Yeah.
um, as well. These are just have alcohol soaked in them with tahini, right? I thought this was tahini on here. It's not. You can buy tahini. I'd suggest using tahini, but chili powder is fine too. Um, your thoughts on this boozy summertime snack?
It seems fun. I just don't like spice on my sweet.
Hmm.
I don't think that's just not in my wheelhouse. You know what I
Gotcha.
mean?
Yeah.
I
Fair.
like salt. Like if I get a strawberry margarita, I like salt on the rim, but like I
Hmm.
don't want it to be then spicy.
Gotcha.
And I think that's why I didn't like those tahini popsicles because it was just like, what am I? My palate can't figure out what's going on here. So I don't think this is for me, but I do think it's fun, and so I support it.
Let's go. Okay, that's good. We'll have your approval in that manner. I love these. I think Daniel Dudley will absolutely love these. I think he's going to steal this before I have a chance to make them. Um, the Knops will have a housewarming party sometime this summer and put these on the menu.
Let's go.
Put these on the menu. I think this is a wonderful idea. Now you have to have the right mango, right? It's got to be ripe. It's got to be juicy, and that's tough to find in these parts of the country. Let me tell you about it. But I love this. I love this idea. This is what Brunch Court is all about. Wild and crazy, but also the genius at the same time. Two big thumbs up for me. Two big
Yeah.
thumbs up.
Up until today, I thought the right mango was icy light, and little did I know. Little did I know.
Little did you know, you could just put tequila right on it instead.
Good stuff, Dan.
Yeah,
You always deliver. Those, by the way, if you we're peeling back the curtain on today's episode.
we really are.
Basically everything that shows up on Brunch Court comes from Dan somehow. Didi and I don't know what newsletters he subscribes to,
I
but it's always good stuff. So nice work, my
appreciate
friend.
that. Thank you.
All right, let's get into music before we get out of here.
Let's do it.
I wanted to feature the Starting Line this week because they came out with a new song, and now I
Oh.
can't friggin' find it. Okay, Starting Line. Yeah, they put out a new song called Sense of Humor with a music video to go along with it. And they're just like, I'm gonna have another one from starting line next. It's amazing to me how they were never like they could have and probably should have been the band from that era. I really do think.
Yeah,
From
fair.
what happened and like the mismanagements of their albums and stuff like that, it's such a shame because the starting line like should have been as big as like Newfound Glory at the very least.
Yeah, fair point.
But
Fair point.
we'll put them on. Sense